What's up? I'm ShallowNThaDeep, and this is defined by Poetry.Hype. So the title of this piece is I'm Not a Love Poet. ISO boom. I'm cooling with the gang, you know how niggas do, talking about love and all its pursuits. My man's gonna say to me, see, that's your problem, B. You corny love poet ass niggas don't live in reality. Me, a love poet? Nah, never that. I'm just a poet who happens to like talking about love a lot. So the inspiration behind that is a conversation that I've had with several friends. I talk about love a lot because I'm corny and want to be in love, and my niggas clown me for it. It happens. But yeah, one of my boys told me that I don't live in reality and I want a fairy tale. And honestly, most of my poems usually start from a conversation. Like, I'm not a love poet, but if I was, I talk about how her mere presence lights up a room, how the warm glow of her soul compels all beings to bloom. On some fly shit, can't help but be attracted when her light hits. But I'm not a love poet. So when I wrote this, I actually meant moth, not fly, because moths are attracted to light, but it didn't rhyme, so, bugs, they be attracted to light and all that good shit. But if I was, though, I'd mention her eyes, how they're my favorite shade of mahogany, cocoa, ebony, dark as the soil she sowed down to. Deep shades of bliss, and I get lost and found too. Like, shorty see the future, and I'm praying she see me with her. So, funny thing about this part is I cannot stand when poets use every other word to describe the color brown. Trying to be a Def Jam poet. I've said this before in many a video, but it just felt funny to go back to that and use that for this poem. Also, it's not even about one particular person. I'm just usually attracted to women with brown eyes, so it fits. And I like to say that she's down to earth, but soil. I'm just trying to be deep. That's part of my name. And I swear her touch got healing powers, yo. Like how her hugs can make a broken man feel whole. But I'm not even close to a love poet. At this point of the poem, I'm in denial because I am definitely a love poet. When I'm performing this piece, I stutter and my words get a bit jumbled because I'm excited about talking about this lovely woman that I've decided to write this poem about. So, I'm a love poet. But if I was, I'd wax poetic about our time together. Like the first time I saw her, she was Venus and I was a meteor skipping past her surface. I blinked, she was the moon and I was the ocean, forever pushed and pulled by her phases. I blinked again and I was a caterpillar and she was a butterfly, everything I hoped to become. So when I'm in love, it's been a while, but whenever I'm in love, I kind of envision like meeting this person in previous lifetimes, or at least the last time I was, that's how it felt, that we met in previous lives and in different spaces, we were different objects. This is also a direct inspiration from a Rudy Francisco poem. This whole poem is based on one of his. But I've always been fascinated by the concept of loving someone across lifetimes. And it doesn't matter if you're still a human being or just inanimate objects being affected by one another. That's the whole inspiration for this part. I blinked a third time, and it's the first time I held her hand. Galaxies grew and swirled and died around us as our hearts beat in sync. We grew old and gray and withered away, still holding hands just to be reborn and do it again and again and again. And then I blinked. So this is still more of that personification of, just time passing by and kind of just like in this whole scenario, it's only happening in a few seconds. But in my mind's eye, all of these things have passed, and in my heart of hearts, I want a love that transcends time. That's basically all this means. I told you I'm corny. I swear, I'm not a love poet. But if I was, I'd say her voice is my favorite melody. Soft and sweet enough to soothe a savage beast, yet full and commanding, I'm in awe when she speaks. I have a thing for voices. If you can command a room, chances are you got my attention. And I guess that makes sense because I'm a poet. I don't know if that's the source of it. I don't know if it's a words of affirmation thing or what, but usually something that I notice about someone is their voice first and how they speak, how they say certain words. And especially if you're cute, I'm going to be drawn to every word that you say. Like a giraffe. Her mouth makes curses sound like hymns, affirmations sound like devotion, and laughter sound like worship. Love is a religion with her, and I am but a humble servant, speaking in tongues in her sanctuary. Amen. This is sacrilegious as hell. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. And if the elders of my home church could hear me speak about this now, they would have meetings about me. I think the greatest love feels like a religion. And I don't know, like, how could you not want to be a part of that? This sounds like a cult. I'm realizing love kind of sounds like a cult, but like, there's benefits and shit. Yeah, there's a power in the tongue, bar. And I'm a sucker for someone that can say all the right things. Words of affirmation is a huge love language for me. So you say the right shit, you got me. I'm yours. That's it.